Wake up, buyer payer people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Buy Here Pay Here land.
Happy
Good
Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted to first off, y'all probably noticed I wasn't here on Monday.
Yeah, they noticed.
Love my sweet husband. I just want to thank everybody for all of their well wishes and prayers and all of that. Just had some family stuff that came up, and things look really good, and I'm here.
Yeah,
and
family members
recovering, and things look good. So
I see that we have a little bit of a spotty internet connection for whatever reason. So if you lose us, we'll be back. Just stand by. So, but we'll hang in. We'll keep moving forward. So today, any announcements? I know tomorrow, of course, we have our event.
Yeah. Well, I still kind of feel like it's like a vacation, because we had that event last week, and Anna Maria has been working on doing some of the editing cuts and things for that, and we just need to get a little bit of interjecting some different pieces, and then where that's going to be and live, all of the good morning, Tyler, is going to be in the Institute. So anyone who had a ticket will get free access.
You sometimes talk about things as though you assume
the
everybody knows what you're talking about.
BHPH Institute.
No, but I mean the actual event that we did last Thursday, the live stream event. They should know, but some people weren't there. So we had we had a total of 7 sessions. We got the recorded sessions back edited. So we'll start to publish those. And those of you who had a ticket, you'll be able to watch those, because we know that even those who
they will be available for purchase as well. If if you really some amazing.
Feedback's been outstanding from both
been really
the
good,
panelists, the attendees. We had a surprising number of people staying all day. And tuning in all day. And
even though they knew that they're going to get access to the recordings, so it was.
Morning, Jared.
Good morning, Jared.
Got Tyler in Texas. Got Jared in Arizona. I assume he's home in Arizona today.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We got some interesting stuff to talk about this morning. I think. In particular, what's happening is kind of starting to shift a little bit in terms of attitude and frustration, and just kind of
because that's Jim. Those people that know Jim know that this is excited.
This
is angry.
See it? You recognize it? See the difference?
It's subtle. Well, it's kind of like Blue Steel from Zoolander.
A Zoolander reference for your Wednesday.
It's one of my favorites, but it's like Zoolander, Blue Steel, where everyone's like, isn't that the same thing? But until you really understand the nuances underneath Jim, it's like, no, they're not. But
that's going to be fun. I hadn't thought about that reference. That'll be good. Yeah, Blue Steel. I'm going to own that.
Yeah.
So, I've been frustrated about some stuff. And so I think it's just, I can't believe it's 2023. We're watching, groups run out there with AI and all this great intelligence. And I just watch us in the Buy Here Pay Here industry. And I think we are going to get left behind if we don't start tapping into some of this technology.
Yeah. And here's the, one thing that I've grown to really appreciate about the dealers in this space is they're all kind of, they're entrepreneurs.
Maybe not all. You can't say all.
Well, most are entrepreneurs, and they're kind of in a way like mavericks.
Yeah.
And they just, they want to be able to write their own rule book and all of those kind of things. And the stuff that we really want to like the topic today and what we're going to be doing tomorrow is not about lessening your ability to do things the way that you want to do them in your day-to-day operations, but it's about creating a consistent language that everyone in every every vendor, every software, every dealer understands and gets to, that's like, how do I want to apply this?
Yeah.
But it's a language, and it's really from as I've kind of sat back and watched, and as we've talked to different people, Jim just mentioned, we're in an age of AI, and we're in an age of really being able to leverage some beautiful technologies and all of that. And that should not take away our ability to be our own business.
Yeah,
and
none of
our
what
own
I'm
thing.
talking about is intended to do that. In fact, it's meant to
Yeah.
be a tool, an aid
Mhm.
for dealers they can be those mavericks, and they can,
Mhm.
work from some gut. It's just that, there's opportunity to start to capture some intelligence. And what I'm talking about tomorrow. So just to be clear, we have and tomorrow in the same time slot, we're doing a public forum. Okay, we're
Mhm.
going to do it through the same channel, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to join it virtually. Everybody's welcome. It's as public as it can get.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah. And we
be.
may throw one on next week in the evening for those that missed, that still want to kind of like listen to the thing or
Could
something.
be.
Yeah.
But basically, we're just inviting anybody and everybody who can take. It won't be long. It'll be a 15, 20-minute thing. You can stay on after that if you choose, but my part will be 15 minutes to explain the thing. And I've got it all mapped out. So, excuse me, a little too much cereal this morning. Anyway, just got a little, got to explain the thing. And so I just picked a topic, like one to me that's just a frustration from way
Yes.
back.
It's something that you've like been trying to work with different DMSs on something kind of like it for quite a while. But just so you all, I want you, I'm sorry, of
It
course
seems
I
like you
am.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that we're choosing the first topic because someone's got to, and this is something that Jim's as a coach and a consultant with dealers all across the US, and as he's trying to help them understand a lot of their their reporting and their all of that this is something that is just, it's been a consistent thread of frustration. And once Jim has been able to explain to a dealer, what it is he's trying to get at, they're like, "Oh yeah, we should be able to see that." So we're choosing the first topic, but what we're doing is much. It's not just about the things that Jim and maybe Michelle. I mean, um, their hot buttons, their things that they want to see change. This is about, if you've ever felt that you are just a lone little voice in just a sea of things, and so your frustration, better eat it up, it just shove it down. It's okay. You're never going to be able to do anything about it. I can I think that just from all the conversations we've had with dealers, there's a lot of dealers out there that may just be a single voice here and a single voice there and a single voice there that have very similar frustrations. And we have a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here for the dealers. And so what are the things, because if that we feel like we do this to educate, but we also feel like we're creating something where we can do this so that dealers in a larger group can have a louder voice.
Yeah.
About the things.
Yeah. And I think beyond that, if you just look at bigger picture, we sort of kind of feel like what happens in our industry, like the technology side in particular, and I'm not calling anybody out. You won't hear me name any names. I'm just saying across the industry, we just don't see providers giving dealers the tools that I know are possible. Like I worked I was training consulting director for a company that was also a software company years ago. I worked with software developers. I know how that process works. I know, and I also know the language that I sometimes hear. And I just am kind of marching forward with, 20 plus years of frustration around some of this stuff built up that just says, this is ridiculous that in 2023, dealers have to work as hard. And as an analyst, I'm over here working with some really sophisticated software, and I got to export data and manage it myself. And even with that, I got a ton of experience with Excel, and I can export these reports and filter and sort and all the stuff. And I can't reconcile principal on some dealer's account. And we're typically, when we turn in the stuff, we're just doing management reports. We're not doing accounting over here. So we're just doing management reports. We're trying to make sure we capture all the numbers so that when I turn in a management report to the dealer, it's got some level of accuracy. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that when the dealer sees a performance report and it says you're currently tracking at this rate, you're collecting at this rate, you're charging off at this rate, and so on and so forth, it needs to have some semblance of accuracy.
Yeah. And I know just because I've sat in on some of the different meetings where Jim will be having a conversation with someone from a software provider, and they're like, yeah, it's right there. Or someone that knows the software really, really well. And it's like, yeah, the report's right here. And so they'll pull the report and he says, well, what about this? Oh, well, sometimes we have to go over here and then we have to like extrapolate the information we want and then plug it into here and do the stuff.
Enough. Why are we still doing that?
Yeah.
This is 2023. And so our DMS providers, I'm basically just saying across the board, not picking on anybody here. I'm just saying, so I'll even go broader. This industry right now is in a position with the changes in the economy and what the things look like for the coming years. This industry is going to be needed. Like the dealers are going to be needed to provide financing in this sector, and they need to be able to operate from good information. And so that's what I'm saying. Let's get better information in the hands of these dealers and not make them have to filter through all these different things. They're trying to turn in a 20 group report. They're trying to get the information to their CPA. They're trying to run a report that knows how their business is performing. The largest asset in their business is their receivables. They need to know exactly how that's performing. And it just frustrates me to no end. You're trying to, like I turn it in, with all my experience, we finally have to turn it in if we can get to plus or minus 1%. So let me ask you, dealers, how much money are you willing to leave unidentified in your business every month? Is that $1,500? Is that $15,000? I mean, how many dollars are you prepared to leave unidentified in your business and say, well, I'm not sure what happened to that $15,000? And the one dealer I've been working with, we get to plus minus 1%. It's $150,000 that we don't have identified in principal. Like there's all these other dollars moving around, but principal, we're just trying to say we started with this much principal, we ended with this much principal. We can see how much we added. We can see how much we charged off and collected. Yeah, we got some other little adjustments in there. We can find those. We should be able to find those. And yet we're still off by $150,000 and nobody can seem to figure it out. And I'm just had enough. And so I'm just saying, dealers, join me. I'm going to tell you how you can help. You can join me in the conversation. You can invite other people to conversation. You can open your email, take the little survey, open your email, take the little thing, send me the information, share the thing with other people. Let's invite people to the thing so I wrote the protocol. Like I just said, I don't know how you go about fixing this stuff, but the big joke with Michelle and me, I march around the house like, yeah, Michelle, that's what I do. I'm a problem solver. I'm a problem solver. It's just like a joke, but this is a problem that I just say, okay, I've had enough. We're going to take it on. We're going to invite people to join us. I know I can't do it myself. What we can do is use our platform to invite people to the conversation, and let's start gathering the information. So the protocol that I wrote says we're going to ask dealers and providers to say, yes, this is definitely a problem. We see it as a problem.
That's where we start.
Can we get a number of you to sign a petition? So I looked for other ways to do it, not something that sounds as aggressive as a petition, but we use a platform that's a petition. So we're going to do a petition. And then when we get enough signatures, we're going to turn that petition into NIADA and we're going to ask them to notify the providers. I wrote the protocol. Like, I don't know what the proper protocol is here. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to do this apart from NIADA. I'm just saying, we're going to notify you NIADA of the problems that we see in Buy Here, Pay Here. And we're going to be inviting dealers to tell us what problems they want to take on next. And so for me, I'm just saying, I feel like if a dealer can't walk into their dealership on the first of the month and run a report and have it on their desk in 30 seconds that says, here's how last month looked. Here's how you started with principal. And some people will say, and I sent it out, by the way, to some accounting folks and just got it out late, but I got some feedback already from some of the folks who are accounting experts, like some of the top accounting experts in this space. And they already said, good luck.
Yeah, but good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Like it's a tough one. Like
we've seen dealers dump money into trying to get this resolved, and it's not worked. And it's like, well, maybe we can figure out how to do it with enough voices.
So yeah,
Mhm.
we can. We just got to get enough people to join us in the conversation. And so I see that Taylor Bird's here. Glad you're here from the
Yeah.
Carolinas,
And then Robert
and then
too.
Jared and yeah, Robert Blankenship, dealer in on the East Coast. Glad to have you here as well. So I just think for me, it's like let's rally some people. Let's just simple stuff. Just tell me yes. I'd like to have that report. Which, by the way, I got to go find it. But on Facebook, probably a year ago, I asked dealers if they had this kind of report that I'm asking for, and I'll go find it and we'll share it tomorrow. But it's basically, we don't have it. Yes, I'd love to have that. But it's like, it's such a low bar. Like, I don't understand why. And I'm not going to accept no for an answer. Like, what is the hang up? Why can you not tell a dealer principal? I understand interest is moving stuff, late fees, side notes. I understand those are a little bit problematic. The loans that dealers make to customers, principal, it's amount financed. You start with a principal amount, you put the principal in the portfolio. Where does it go? Give me a report that tells me where it goes. And if your software can't produce that, you need to ask yourself what kind of buy here, pay here software you are, because we're in the buy here, pay here business. We're financing customers. If we can't reconcile the most significant asset in the business, we got a problem. And I'm just telling you, I'm inviting dealers to start to come to this conversation. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not going to let it go. Like, this is the kind of stuff we can fix. And I can't fix it. Michelle can't fix it. But between the two of us, we can invite the people, because we know the people. Join us in this thing, and let's go about the business of getting this stuff fixed. We're going to need it. We're stepping into a time in our industry when we're going to need good information. We're going to need to be making good judgment about our portfolio performance and underwriting decision. We're going to need good information. So it just
and we really shouldn't settle for anything less. I mean, with what kind of technology, AI, the kind of wonderful things that software and can create and make, we shouldn't settle for anything less.
So let me just do some math. I haven't heard this number in a while, so just stand by. I'm going to use my little calculator, and we're going to say there's estimated to be about 14,000 buy here, pay here dealers in the country, right?
Okay.
So if those buy here, pay here dealers did 30 deals a month times 12 deals a year,
or 12 deals.
Yeah, 12 deals, 12 months in the year, rather, and then did times $10,000 average note amount
divided or times
$50 billion in notes that our industry generates.
And it just getting it into that 1%.
We'll say it again. 50 billion. You guys can do your own math and see, but the last number I heard was about 10 billion in annual originations in the buy here, pay here segment. This rough math, and I realize that average is probably high at 30 deals a month, but we originate a lot of paper, and we need to know how it performs. And
this is not, when you're looking at this industry creates that much every year.
Yeah.
That's not little.
No, why are we're treating like little. This? Oh, we're buy here, pay here. We don't deserve this. We're like this. We're like this secondary dirty business, and we don't deserve this stuff because we're kind of secondary citizens, I guess you could say. But like, enough. $50 billion in origination, even if it's 10. If it's 10 billion in originations, we should be doing that as smartly as possible, because I know that these dealers that are mavericks, they're still trying to do it right. They still want the loans to perform well. They're renegades and risk takers, but they still want to do smart loans, and they want the loans to perform well. So it's like,
and they want to be able to walk in on the first of the month and say, I want to see my report. Yep. What's my portfolio doing?
So
what's my principal?
Let me give you 3 reasons why we need this report that I'm asking for tomorrow.
Okay.
We need it for performance reports, as we've talked about, so dealers can see how their portfolio is performing. Okay. So I'm really talking management reports, so they could spit it out, see how the numbers look, throw it in a spreadsheet, see how the portfolio is trending
month to month. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's portfolio performance, right? Then there's accounting, because I'm quite sure that if we can reconcile principal in a report, opening balance, closing balance, here's how it moved in between, then that's going to be helpful to the accounting folks as well. Okay. So we're not trying to do accounting over here, but we know from our work in the performance side of this that it's a problem. And then the last one would be theft analysis.
Yeah.
Like if you got a theft problem in your business, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the best way I know to identify theft is to start right here with this report I'm talking about. And this just comes from many years of experience, having been in places where you had to identify theft and had to, put security controls in place to stop some. But this is where you start. You got to know what the numbers are. You got to know where the dollars went. And so to me, it's like it's a super low bar, and I'm just going to keep, and you're going to hear excuses. I'm telling you, you're going to talk to your software provider and you're going to ask them, why can't, well, they're going to tell you, well, we can't, you got to understand, we got to do this and we got to, and I'm like, don't want to hear it.
I want to show something real fast. I want to show, let me see if I can find it. It's right here. I'm going to show a quick commercial.
Dealerships have significant assets that are constantly moving, such as the portfolio, inventory, and cash, all of which pass through the hands of your employees, which makes dealers particularly vulnerable to employee theft. It's a dreadful thought, but it doesn't change the fact that it happens every single day. Meet Amanda Sanchez, CPA and creator of BHPHboardroom.com. Visit the website and download a free internal control checklist to assess your risk, protect your assets, and minimize the chance of employee theft.
So like if you haven't done that's probably a good idea.
I was busy on Thursday and didn't get to see that commercial. So that's cool. That's amazing. But yeah, that's exactly the point. It's like you're going to assess the problem. You got to know, you got to be able to find the stuff. So who's going to pay for that, Mr. Dealer? Are you going to pay? You got somebody on your team who's really great with Excel, who's going to figure that out. And even if they're good with Excel, I'm just telling you, there's going to be some stuff they can't figure out. But like, who's going to pay for all this? It's like, and why do we need to pay for it? It's like the bare minimum to me. You're going to be a buy here, pay here software provider. In my mind, we got to be able to provide this report to dealers. And so I'm calling it a principal activity summary, whatever you want to call it. It's like principal reconciliation report, whatever you want to call it. It's like, we're going to put a name on it. I've already created it. Tomorrow, when we get together in this format, I'll show the report that I've designed. Okay. And how I would suggest that it look. And look, I get it. I know we're going to hear all the stuff about, well, we got this problem because, when it's a finance company, blah, blah, blah. So I did sales companies, finance companies, global, bring it all together, should still balance. We got to know where these dollars go.
So we will be broadcasting this as well. This meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. Like it'll be broadcast just like the morning show, but this is going to be something a little bit different. So if you have dealer friends that you think that maybe, it's like, morning show, but could benefit from this, please let them know to tune in or at least watch the recording, because it will be in the different channels that we have, and weigh in on this our meeting tomorrow. It may only go 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but it's just like, let's have a conversation. We're going to talk to you about what it is that we're asking for. And we want you to weigh in. We really, really do. We want you to weigh in. We want you to tap your brother on the shoulder that runs the dealership across town. It's like, we should be, let's join members, 20 group members, whatever, because darn it, there's enough money on the table and there's enough people that we can create change for the positive in this industry.
And I'll just say that I find that, this is an old expression. Sometimes when we use the expression bells and whistles, that we're kind of dating ourselves. Like people don't use that expression.
We do that every day.
Somebody raise your hand in the Facebook thread if you know what bells and whistles are. So join us so we don't feel so old.
Yeah.
Anyway, these software providers, I find that they're constantly touting their bells and whistles. I'm like, just give me a reconciliation report for principal.
We also want to say we know a lot of the software providers and have a lot of respect and really appreciate them. And we're just, it's like, this is just something that we need to be able to do. And Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. I think the problem needs to be solved. We'll find out if dealers will rally and join us in this conversation and help us take this on, because to me, it's like the thing about Michelle and I are very much committed. And this thing tomorrow to me is like it's a production of BHPH Nation TV. Well, why does that matter? Well, because BHPH Nation TV is in a position to be able to bring these conversations to the fore, do it publicly, be transparent. We talk about this is White Hat Wednesday. One of our things is transparency. This is how we get transparent. We have the conversation in front of God and everybody. And so we just, everybody can talk about it. We can hear about it. And if it's not a thing, like if dealers say, Jim, I don't really care about that. That's not a thing. I don't really need that. We'll move on.
Well, and I would also, we're hoping for signatures on a petition, but if you have software providers that are, DMS providers that are your friends, send them the link to what we're doing tomorrow and say, this is what we need. This, and, but also sign the petition. Because there's a lot of softwares out there that buy here, pay here dealers use. And all of them should be able to get to these kinds of numbers.
If you're a vendor, if you're a capital provider, I think you probably want your dealers to have this report. So we want you to come to the conversation tomorrow, send the email, share the email with people, share the petition with people, show them. It's a simple thing. It's a 1-page summary that says, this is what we're asking NIADA to ask the providers to give us.
I'm having someone ask, where's the link? That you don't need a link. It will be in the same time tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of the places, which means that after we're done being live, the recordings will be living there as well. So just watch it on your own time. Join us live if you want to be able to weigh in.
One quick thing for those of you looking for a link, just maybe go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So that's
because it'll give you a notice.
Do we have a way to show that, what that looks like on YouTube
let me
channel?
see.
So, but it's okay. Just do a search for Jim and Michelle Rhoads, and you'll find our YouTube channel. And that way you can always find us if you're not a member of a Facebook group or whatever.
It's right here. So the YouTube channel is Jim Rhoads / the Octane Group.
So go find that, subscribe to that. We'll always be broadcasting to our YouTube channel, so you can always find us over there. So that's the quickest way to make sure you know where to pick up and that's going to be true with Nation TV. A lot of that stuff is going to go out there. Obviously, some of those events will be a ticket required or whatever, but yeah, it's like, it's just time. It's past time. I've just been dealing with this for so long. It's like, it's enough. Like I see some folks out there really tapping into AI and running pretty fast in this industry. And it's going to get more and more difficult for us in our industry if we don't learn to tap into this data ourselves, make good decisions. Like to me, it's something that we should have at our fingertips so that we keep doing what we're doing. We just get better at it because we have better information.
And what I've seen is that a lot of dealers, they go from their gut, they go from the way that's always been, and they just kind of navigate that way. Well, our industry is in a very different, the topography, it's very different than we've ever experienced before. And so knowing these kind of things and getting really like down to the nitty, like Jim said, one of our clients, 1% was $150,000 a month.
Unidentified. Not sure where it
not
is.
Acceptable.
Can't be sure. And I can't justify continuing on. I have to charge him, for all the hours I'd have to put in. By the way, so Hugo said, so dark this morning. I'm happy to join the ranks of the dark and mysterious.
Yes,
so
and happy birthday, Amanda, too.
Yeah, happy birthday, Amanda.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys.
All righty. So tomorrow it'll be on.
Same time slot.
And maybe we'll even broadcast in the boardroom. We'll ask.
I haven't asked Tommy about success, but I hope we can just share it over there. But if you can't find it there, again, YouTube or on my Facebook page.
Or even Nation. We have a Facebook Buy Here, Pay Here Nation TV page
association
as well. So
folks, vendors,
everybody
that touches this industry. You're welcome in this conversation. So
absolutely.
Join us over there.
And it's just going to be the first of many. And this is something that, we have the ability to be able to do this and broadcast this. And this is a really light lift for us as far as like, let's just orchestrate this thing and start it and get going.
Who wants to add their voice to the
Get in there. Get in there and add your voice.
Tell me what you want to
Exactly. So tune in tomorrow. This is not the morning show. This will be through by BHPH Nation TV. And we're just going to start ringing the bell.
Yep.
And let's just like, this is a really important one, but there are so many other things once we work on this one, so many other things that are out there that dealers and maybe dealers like, oh, it's there's really nothing I can do about it. No,
that's not right.
No. When we are that kind of an industry that can create that kind of paper every year in the billions, and you are the dealers are the people in the industry.
And make no mistake, dealers, you deserve this. This is a low bar. You deserve this and much more. So let's just go to, let's create a process where we can get this stuff addressed. And so, and again, it's not picking up, this ultimately going to go to, so if you're a dealer out there and you say, well, what about my software? Well, under our approach, they're all going to get the invitation. And when they complete it, we're going to come back to the morning show and we're going to share, hey, congratulations to those users out there on so-and-so platform. We just saw how a dealer send this over and they're satisfied with it. Looks like it reconciles. Beautiful. That's how we're going to just get the word out that people are responding to what we're asking to do. And again, dealers, you deserve it.
Yeah. And there might even be some white hat way recognition associated with, as vendors out there are like, let's fix the stuff. This is absolutely
a white hat thing.
This is a white hat
It's transparency and it's just, helping dealers to do their job better. So I think we've ranted enough.
Hey, everybody. So happy to see all of you tune in today. Hopefully those of you who can watch the recording a little bit later on and pay attention to what's happening tomorrow, because we really, really would love to add your voice to this. All right. We'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.